are you trying to transition and navigate the world of finance? But we're going to go ahead and get started. So, okay. Okay. So, what you guys have in front of you is the free personal finance 101 budget guide that I created. I created a mini guide back in late July, early August, and it was just to get people started on listing their debts, started to get started on just seeing your debts out on paper so you can have control over how you're going to pay them, when you're going to pay them, and just looking at everything that you have to put out every month. It doesn't matter if it was a small debt or if it was a large debt. The first thing we needed to do was get a hold of our debts, look at them, see them for themselves. So I went back. I had some questions about the guide. Some people were interested. Some people printed them out. So I decided to go back and revamp it a little bit and put in some more information for you guys to have. So what we're looking at is Personal Finance 101. Again, it is a free guide. I will drop the link in the video above or below this video, and you guys can get a free copy. It is 110% free, and you can download a copy, you can print it out, you can have the electronic version of it if you so choose. But I encourage people to print it out and then actually write on it so that you can see what you're writing, so you could actually just see it and feel it as you're writing. So it's a free guide, as I stated, and I updated a few things, added some sheets, and here is the first page of it. But I'll let you guys read that at another time. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty because we have some stuff to cover, and I want to be cognizant of everyone's time. So this is our September financial goal money sheet. This sheet actually can be used for anything related to finances, debt, credit cards. I mean, any type of debt that you may have, or if you even want to go ahead and use this as a shopping list, so you can see how much you're spending. So you can use this sheet in multiple ways. It is not strictly designated for your bills, but you can use it in any kind of way that you please. So the first thing that I have is, I always want to be cognizant of being positive about money. Being positive about money. Money can get people so stressed out. Money can cause divorce. Money can cause people to just, lose it. Money can cause you to just be so tight and so angry about it that you lose focus, and that you get into a hopelessness or a despair that you can't come out of whatever debt situation that you were in. So I know for me and talking to other people, this is the number one thing that plagues a lot of people. And this is probably the number one thing that stresses people out, is the amount of debt that they're in, or the amount of debt that they have accumulated over time. And I always tell people, start off with the intention that you're going to be debt free. It may take you several years, it may take you a few weeks, it may take you a few months. It just depends on how diligent and how determined you are to get out of debt. And some people are so determined that they go pick up a second job and a third job, and they let those jobs themselves pay for their debt. So we're going to talk about different ways that you can strategize in paying for your debt. But I like to start off with a money affirmation. And the strongest money affirmation that there is out here is to say that I am debt free. And debt free, again, is your interpretation. It could be you're just debt free from paying off that car note. You're debt free from paying your student loans. You're debt free from, paying a mortgage. You're debt free from paying credit card bills. So it's anything that you deem that you are free of. And that's why I put I am debt free. I am debt free is such a huge affirmation that when you say it, you need to say it with intent. You need to feel it. You need to believe it. You need to trust it, and you need to pray about it. And once you begin to have a clearer mindset, a freer mindset in terms of debt, you will start to see, you will start to make headway through that debt that you may have. It will take you time. You know, a lot of us, most of us didn't accumulate debt overnight. It was a process. So it's going to be a process to get out of it. So when I say I am debt free, I am debt free can just mean you're free from that particular debt that you've had. So the first thing, you know, so you don't have to rewrite this affirmation unless you choose to. You really don't. It's just something that I put as a reminder that every time you list your debts, your goal is to be debt free. Your goal is to eliminate as much debt as possible, or your goal is just to pay off that one credit card that may be $50,000, $60,000 that you owe, and you're just trying to pay that one huge debt off. So debt free can be anything. So the intent of this page is to, again, write down your goals. Well, not write down your goals, but write down, sorry, going too fast. So write down positive aspirations when it comes to your debt. So I gave an example like debt free. This could be I am it could be anything. I am free of my car note payments. And the intent of this is to motivate you to actually really do it. I am free of my car note payments. That's a huge statement when someone has a $600-700 car note that they have every month, in addition to taking care of home and taking care of kids. That is a huge debt to incur. You know, I mean, not incur, but that is a huge debt to have when you are you know, you have a family to take care of. So I always say, you know, start with the things that I like to think of. Start with the things that you definitely know you want to get rid of, the things that you're definitely trying to get rid of, the things that you absolutely just don't want anymore, and let that turn that negative connotation into a positive money affirmation. The second one could be uh I am free. I am debt free of student loans. So it can go on and on and on and on. I am debt free. Can't type today. Debt free from my Discover cannot write today. Credit card. Okay. So that is the intent of this money affirmation page. You want to take down all the negativity that you have experienced because of debt, and write down some positive affirmations, and look at these affirmations every time you go to have to pay a bill. You have to do a budget, your weekly budget or your monthly budget. Preferably you're doing a weekly budget, and just get positive intent when it comes to your debt. Money affirmations are so positive. Money affirmations help you really to believe what you're trying to do, what you're going to accomplish. So I always tell people, start off with an I am money affirmation, and then put whatever behind it. I am, debt free from my Discover card. I am debt free from my MasterCard. I am debt free from my mortgage payments. I am debt free from you just anything. Whether you bought furniture and you have a furniture bill, I am debt free. But I also like to link this to the debt that's giving you the most emotional challenge, I should say. Start with the debt that's basically make you feel so emotional that you just break down that because you don't feel you're going to get past this debt. You don't think that you're going to be able to eliminate this debt. Start with that debt and then evaluate how you feel because of that debt. Evaluate anytime you have to pay this particular bill. Evaluate yourself to see how you feel as you're writing this debt, and then go back and do a positive affirmation about that particular debt. And you'll start to see a difference in how you feel about that debt and how you're going to pay that debt off. So always start with the money transformation, money affirmation page. And as we continue to go down, most of you probably know this sheet already. This was actually the sheet that I used when I started telling people, how I started listing my budget. So again, I had everyone last month list out, let's see, your mortgage, mortgage. Then you might have had your car note. Then you might have had electric. Let's say you might have had water. Anything. And then of course over here you might have also had like your Netflix, just anything. So I had people list their debts out for the month, and this is what we did. We analyzed our debts and we looked at, if we're paying $1,200 in mortgage and our car note, is $750, and then let's just put down here we have, let's just say we have credit card bills. Let's just say credit card one was $10,000. Let's just say we had credit card one was $10,000. And then we had credit card two. Credit card two was, let's just say maybe $5,000. So as I was telling people, as they're listing their debts, list every debt that you can think of, every debt that you have in your house, all of your household bills, plus anything that does not specifically deal with the home, like your gym bill, your Netflix bill, your Amazon, if you have Amazon, or if you have any debt that you have listed, because you need to see these listed so you know how to proceed when it's time to pay them. Do you want to start with the highest or do you want to start with the lowest? Now, when it comes to household debt, when it comes to debt that is non-negotiable, so non-negotiable debt is like everything for your house. Non-negotiable debt is your living expenses, I should say. Non-negotiable debt is your living expenses. These are things like your rent, your water bill, your light bill, your renters and homeowners insurance, your let's see, if you have internet because you work from home, or you have cable TV. Living expenses are non-negotiable because these things, if you don't pay them, they will get shut off. They will get shut off or turned off. These things are non-negotiable. You have to be able to, you have to pay these things. You have to pay these things. These are non-negotiable, non-negotiable items. You can't afford to fool around with your mortgage. You can't afford to fool around with your rent, because you definitely know they'll come and put a note on your door and tell you that you have to leave, and tell you that you can no longer stay in the home, or whatever. I know it takes, unfortunately, when you're renting, that process is a lot quicker than when you're buying, because we know people that foreclosed on homes, and they were in their home through the whole process of like a year. So, but when it comes to rent, we know within 30 days, if they don't have their money, then they're basically putting court papers on you. So when it comes to your living expenses, that's non-negotiable debt. Now, when it comes to things such as let's just say you have, trying to get this cursor to get over here. Cursor, okay. So let's just say you have gym. Let's just say you have gym expenses. Now, most people know when it comes to expenses like the gym, let's just see. You have a gym expense, or let's just say your gym expense is $50 a month. Then you may have Amazon. That's, most people, it's $10 a month. Then you may have like a Netflix. That, I don't know. I don't use Netflix, but let's just say that's about 14. I thought that's what I heard. Some people pay for like multiple people or unlimited account or something like that. These are what I call not necessary. And the reason why I say they're not necessary is because we don't have to have Netflix, although we do now because we're in a home because of the pandemic. But the gym is not a necessity. You can work out at home. You can run your neighborhood. You can walk your neighborhood. You can do YouTube for free and get your own wellness plan together. Like, you don't need those things. Amazon, again, unless you have a business or something like that, then Amazon may not necessarily be may not be a necessity as well. For someone like me that's a business owner, definitely Amazon. Amazon is a definite, because I do a lot of ordering for products and things like that through Amazon. So Amazon is a necessity for me in terms of my business. But then I also read a lot, I research a lot, and I get a lot of books and things from Amazon. So for me, Amazon is a necessity. So do I need to pay that $10 bill every month? No, but in the long run, it helps me with my Prime shipping, because if I forget to buy a product or something for my business, I can get it in 2 days delivered to my door. So it's, certain things are non-negotiable. No, certain things are a necessity and certain things are not a necessity. Things like this, they're negotiable. No, negotiable. You can negotiate. You can negotiate things like that. Um you can negotiate these type of things, because you might not necessarily want to pay Netflix. You might not necessarily want to have Amazon. You might not necessarily want to pay a gym fee. I know for me, I have eliminated my gym fees because I don't go to the gym since